Assalamu alaikum. So the recipe that I'm sharing with you today is that of stuffed eggplants. But I have a few words to say before you watch the video. So about 16 years ago when we were moving to Canada, my Abuji was not really in favor of that decision, and he told us that it takes about 3 generations, and then the language, culture, faith, everything gets swept away. Little did he know that with globalization and with the advancement in technology, that impact is going to be felt everywhere, no matter where you live. Now we see in our food choices, our young generation, our kids, they prefer sandwiches, burgers, and all kind of variety over their own traditional food. But I'm sharing this recipe with the hope that first of all, the recipe will be recorded. It will be there for I don't know how long. And secondly, maybe when my own kids and other kids who watch this recipe, my nieces and my nephews, when they watch this recipe, they might feel inspired to make it and go back to their original cuisine and start enjoying that. So with that hope, let's watch the recipe. Assalamu alaikum. Look at the beautiful colors in these flowers. They match with the vegetable that I'm making today. It's stuffed eggplant. It's my mom's recipe. Let's go to my kitchen and get started. Eggplant, bell peppers, tomatoes, ginger, Thai chili, onion, half a cup oil. For spices, the basic ones: salt, red chili powder, a little bit of turmeric, like 1/4 teaspoon, some curry leaf, cumin, coriander, pepper flakes, and rice seeds. We're going to wash the eggplant first. When you buy eggplants, make sure that they have some green stems. They're not super green, but still a decent green color. You can let the eggplants dry, air dry, or you can dry them on a tea towel. If you are in a rush, dab them until they're nice and dry. We're going to start by making slits in these. Cut them into 4/4 like this, and the filling is going to go in there. The masala filling will go in there. We are going to chop the vegetables one by one. Onion, finely chopped. Ginger, nicely chopped. Some tomato, 2 tomatoes that I use. So all the cutting has been done. The vegetables are cut now. These are peppers, 4 different colors. I love these colors, so that's why I add them. If you don't have them, you can make the recipe without the peppers. Eggplant, I put slits in them, so each one is cut into 4/4, but keeping the head together. Chopped onion in a tear shape, if they make you tear. 1.5 tomato, some Thai chili. I just took the heads out, like the stem out, and I did not chop them because they're really hot. If you chop them, your food will be super hot. And a lot of ginger, depending on how much you like. You can use a lot or a little bit. That's totally a personal choice. So let's get to spices now. We're going to dry roast the spices. Stir it. Make sure it doesn't burn. And then we are going to grind all the spices together. Grind until you get a nice fine powder. Salt, chilies, mango powder. It is not sweet, it's tart actually, and it adds that tartness and the taste. Mix all the spices together. So the spices are nicely mixed together and ready to be stuffed in those eggplants. Take each individual piece and put a little bit of spice in there. Shake the extra spice off, and I'll do that to all of them. We're going to use the leftover spices to make the curry base. Heat some oil, add some rice seeds. Although this is my mom's recipe, but this section of the recipe is something that I learned from an acquaintance who happened to live next door when I was living in Denmark. And she was Hindu from India, and she taught me how to splatter the rice seeds before making any vegetables, be it bhindi, okra, or eggplant or dal. Rice seeds are really good. So splatter them and gradually add all the ingredients. One at a time, stirring regularly. Make sure you don't burn it, keeping the flame to medium. And once the onions have changed colors, you can add some tomatoes, add a little bit of water so that all the ingredients, they soften and make a nice paste. It takes some time to get the nicest paste. You will have to add some water if you feel like your ingredients are not tender enough. I used some tomato cubes, and I usually freeze my tomato paste, and whenever I need it, I would take a cube and add it to my curry base and keep it going. Add some spices. I forgot to add turmeric, so I added it a little late, but that's fine. Add some crushed peppers and stir it over again. Keep stirring until you get the best paste. When the curry base is nicely done, now we can add all the eggplants that we had stuffed before and give it a stir. Add the colorful peppers if you have them. If you don't have them, that's fine too. And then put the lid on, let it simmer for about 20 minutes, and it should be ready by that time. I don't have it poured in a bowl, so this brings us to the end of the recipe. Hope you liked it. Assalamu alaikum.